Hey Investy Besties, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, welcome. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank y'all so much for coming back. I do appreciate it. Again, my name is Shalise. If you're new here, I'm 40 years old. I'm a mama, a wife. I'll be married for 20 years, June of next year. 20 years, isn't that crazy? I did get married young. But I'm an investor. I love it so much. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a fiduciary, but I am an investor. I am in the trenches like you, buying and holding, building up the share sizes, trying to get our portfolio to our financial freedom number so that we can retire early and do what we want, right? That's the whole purpose of all of this. So I hope that you will go on and subscribe, like, and share. We're almost at 25,000 subscribers. So thank you so much for your support. I really do appreciate it. So we got a couple of things going on in today's video. So I'm gonna share with you our October dividend income report from our taxable accounts only. That is so important. Taxable accounts, because if we're trying to retire early, again, I'm 40 years old. So if we're trying to do this in about 2 to 3 years, I cannot access a 401k. I mean, there's ways you can get around it, but I want to leave that for our long-term future so we have something. Same with our Roths, same with the HSA, but today is just Fidelity, well, the Fidelity taxable account, Robinhood, and Interactive Brokers. So just 3, okay? But I also wanted to share with you our $10 SCHD weekly update. So I have been buying SCHD at $10 into it, putting $10 into our Robinhood account, building this position up from scratch so that you guys can see that with small amounts, it does work. Like, you may not think it does because you may see big deposits and big share sizes and all of that, but we all start somewhere. And so I've been documenting myself for the past couple weeks, investing $10 every week into SCHD, slowly building up our share sizes. And then finally, I just want to share with you like some of the things that, you know, is not so great about the dividend investing that we really don't think about. And I always try to keep this, you know, in mind, especially with new investors. My daughter, who is I would think is a new investor, she's investing on her own, with Fidelity, by the way. And, you know, just some things that she's coming in contact with that I want to make sure, you know, that I try to shield her from, especially the mistakes that I made. So let's first start with the dividend income. So this is for October. So in Robinhood, you will see all of our positions, or not positions, but the dividend payouts that we received. I'll have a screenshot up on your screen. You will see the total as well up on your screen. Some of the ones that stuck out. So Main Street. I want to talk about Main Street because they have been one of the best performers year to date in our portfolio. I can't speak for everyone because I don't know when you bought in or anything, but I have been, or my husband and I have been investing in Main Street for like 2 years, 2.5 years or so. And it has never disappointed us. It's not as popular as some of, you know, the other monthly paying dividend companies, but Main Street is under the radar. It is a very well-ran company. CEO is fantastic. 4 times a year. So every quarter they give out a special dividend. I've talked about that in my previous videos, but Main Street has just been a real one. So we really like it so much. So I wanted just to point that one out. Going over to our Interactive Brokers account, this is a taxable account. This has a lot of growth in it. So if Robinhood is set up to be a dividend portfolio, and that Robinhood portfolio, I started on this channel from zero, like from zero. Check out those videos in my early postings on this channel, from zero, from scratch, okay? But Interactive Brokers has a lot of growth in it, so that's where the bulk of our SCHD is, the JEPIs, Realty Incomes, Amazon, things like that, okay? Nvidia is over there as well. And you see the dividend income on your screen and the amount, but I think one that we just really have been enjoying over there is, sorry guys, I had to pause the video. My phone was ringing and going off. Someone is always calling me when I'm trying to record this video. But anyway, so in Interactive Brokers, the one that stood out for us is VTI. So VTI usually, or the Vanguard based funds, usually pay out in September, but again, depending on how the calendar operates and when the end of the month falls, it'll just move to the next month. So VTI paid out in October. It was about $218. I'm just rounding up. And NVIDIA also paid out. So NVIDIA does pay a dividend. It pays a small one because it uses a lot of its profit to go back into the company, but they do pay out a little dividend. So I think it was 55 cents, which look, I'm not complaining because small amounts, big amounts, it doesn't matter. It all adds up. But yeah, that's Interactive Brokers. And then coming over to our Fidelity taxable account, we have several accounts with Fidelity, including our 401ks, etc. But for this specific account, this is the investing challenge. So all of you who have been doing my investing challenge is $1 a day. I've been doing this challenge for a couple of years. I have a playlist talking about it. Every quarter, I put a poll up in my community post. All of you vote on it, whatever the majority picks, that's the one that's selected, or you can just pick your own. The purpose is just to build up your share sizes, be consistent, and to show you that small amounts do add up. And the pick that you all voted on for Q4 is SCHD, okay? So while I have you, I want to show you guys our $10 SCHD weekly payment. So you see it up on your screen. I added $10 into our SCHD position over in Robinhood. So we're almost at 1.5 shares, which is crazy, right? Like we're looking at 2 shares almost, and it's only been, I would think, a short amount of time. And finally, I wanted to talk with you guys again about, some of the cons to dividend investing, because, if you don't understand the downsides to it, you're going to have a lopsided view of this. And again, you're approaching the stock market anyway, like a business. So again, one of the cons to dividend investing is that many people chase high yields. So because something pays a high yield, it pays a high dividend, it looks great, right? We want to buy it. We want to put a lot of money into it so that we can get a dividend. The downside is that a lot of those companies don't grow. A lot of those funds don't grow, and we want growth more than dividends. That's so important. Growth is more important than dividends, okay? Another con to dividend investing is that you have to pay taxes, okay? Now, if you have a taxable account and you're getting dividends, you need to account for that. A lot of people don't account for taxes, whether you're trading, whether you are buying and holding, whether you are into dividends, you have to account for taxes. I am not a tax advisor or attorney. You should seek a professional for that. We have a excellent one that we love to use, but this is one reason why we love real estate, because real estate to us is a great, and the video is kind of lopsided, so just bear with me. Real estate to us is a great tax haven in a sense. There's a lot of deductions and write-offs and credits when you have 4 houses. So though we may have to pay taxes on dividends and a taxable account, by the time we factor in all of our homes and property taxes, mortgage interest, if we've done any work to the homes, etc., we usually get a refund back at tax time. Okay, so this is some just next level stuff that I learned throughout the years. Another thing about dividend stocks that's a con is that a lot of times people don't realize that companies can actually cut or pause their dividend just because of situations and circumstances. So this is why I like dividend aristocrats or dividend kings, just companies that have been paying their dividends out for years and years and years and years and years. There have been some companies like Coca-Cola who has been paying out a dividend since before I was born. So I was born in 1984, and they have been paying out their dividends since before that. So those are some of the things that I'm looking for when I'm trying to invest in dividend stocks and funds, because you just want something that has been around for a long time. So again, you want to make sure that you're doing your research and that you understand what you are investing, what you are buying into, because it's so important. So let me ask you guys a question. If you are a dividend investor, just let me know, a lesson that you've learned along the way so that we can prevent, a lot of our newer investors from making those same mistakes. I've made a couple of videos in the past about some of the financial mistakes that I've made so that a lot of the young people, or even those who are new, maybe you're in your 40s or 50s, you don't make the same mess ups that I did, because I had to learn the hard way about not borrowing against my 401k, not cashing it out, staying away from payday loan places, stop using up these crazy credit cards with these high interest rates. These are some things that I had to learn, and I want to make sure that a lot of you don't make those same mistakes, and I want to make sure my daughter don't make those same mistakes as well. So that's the video for today. I did our dividend income for October. I did our weekly $10 SCHD payment, contribution in our Robinhood portfolio, and just share with you some of the cons, because it's not as rosy as it looks. You got to have a strategy. This is why in our Robinhood portfolio, it's a dividend based portfolio, but guess what? It's up 12-13% year to date, which is pretty good. I can't get that type of return in a high yield savings account, and that's great. So again, it's just if you're going to build up a dividend portfolio, you want to make sure that it's growing as well, because there's no sense in getting a dividend and your portfolio is tanking, especially this year. I mean, I think everybody's portfolio is probably up. If you've been investing consistently and you have a good strategy, everybody should be up. I mean, I don't know what your portfolios look like, but for the most part, everyone is probably in the green by, I would say, a decent amount, at least 7% or so. So again, guys, thank you so much for watching. Again, I just wanted to point this out. I did make a 2025 investment planner. I'll have like a little clip up on the screen, like a quick, fast flip through. Check out my previous video where I kind of talked and did like a detailed walkthrough of the book and the spreadsheet, so that you can kind of see, what I'll be using for next year and what my daughter will be using as well. But again, guys, thank you so much. And until next time, y'all already know, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.